Hey everyone, welcome back at the Artist Coaching Podcast. We're back from a holiday break. The boy band's back.
Woo!
Look at Ralph, shiny and brown. Like Jay, I can't. He had a haircut, which Ralph obviously
Today.
missed.
I don't need a haircut.
No, it's true. I feel like
Cam,
I'm.
your hair is dancing. Don't you know the commercial?
Yeah, your hair is dancing. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Ja, hello, what's up? Welcome back.
I
Heb je
said
allemaal
that.
gedaan?
Welcome back, everybody. I already see the live chat streaming, live chat filling. I mean, what's up, Essenzo, Foster and Gallardo, Lion Harris, Kuchagra, Mikey Foden, Greymax. What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a good time. Rob Pollard, Israel Carter, Ben Singh, Gerard Francis. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back.
I missed everybody.
Ah,
Yeah,
we actually had
truly
a
did.
pretty good time in the last few weeks.
Because I wasn't there.
How did we?
Is that what you're saying?
No, last week it was just me because you were both gone, and the week before that it was
It was
with
us too.
Jay,
Yeah, we
right?
went viral again. Hey.
Oh, you did?
Well, 70,000 views on Instagram.
Yeah,
And
one of the clips.
TikTok is also pretty good, I think.
I missed
Jay,
that.
Ralph, you won't believe this, but Jay actually had a tip that went viral.
A good tip or was
Pretty
he
It
good
was a
made,
tip.
good
made
tip, but
fun of?
also like
Oh,
half stolen from someone I know here at the studio and half stolen from the whole 30-minute a
Challenge.
day project challenge. So
Yeah,
it's but that's
yeah.
the best artist steal, right? Something like that. That's what they say.
steal like an
So
artist.
yeah.
Yeah, wow, you did that right. Anyway,
No, but a lot of comments and a lot of people that actually are gonna try it out, and that's
yeah,
well, that's what we love. Timers of 30 minutes. Put an idea in, and then go to the next idea. That one, yes.
yeah.
But it's nice if we can bring you something in this podcast that you're like, hey, you can implement in your own life. That's the biggest compliment
True.
we can
And
get.
we actually have an episode filled with those knowledge bombs. So stay tuned, everybody.
Ooh.
More viral clips coming in. Jobke is ready to go.
I was waiting for Skrillex and Fred again to respond. Like,
Yeah,
I don't do that. What the
yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
Wanted to ask, like, somebody replied, like a producer who worked with a lot of rappers, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, here we go. This is someone who worked with Skrillex or whatever. I was like, yep, here we go again. But
They're not rappers, you know?
no, but he had like a long list of people he worked with, and it kind of felt like they belonged to that list, but he kind of let it go. So yeah,
Well, the thing about the internet is you can just claim something like that, and no one will fact check. No
true.
one will even everybody will just assume that's true,
Yeah.
and there's
Okay,
no need
let's
to.
try it out.
Yeah.
How
So
did you
Tiesto, what he does every morning,
the morning routine of Chesto?
yeah, you can just say that, and people will
Yeah.
believe it if it's like it's super funny how
This
that
is how
works. Actually.
Chesto became successful. He wakes up every morning, takes 3 grams of caffeine, and
Yeah,
that's about it.
He does 25
exactly.
push-ups.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about
True
it.
story.
Yeah, true story. Anyway, going back in time, Ralph, because it's been a while. How was
Ooh.
Tomorrowland? Oh wait, I had to. There was a
Already
phrase
feels
that
like
got.
a previous
Oh,
life.
here we go. You just played on Tomorrowland main stage. How many times have you played there, and how did you get there?
Who played Tomorrowland main stage?
You. Well,
Yeah.
Marlon, but
You mean in 2024?
you played the main stage, right, this year? No?
No.
Oh,
No, when it burned down, Bassjackers was like, hell no, man.
Hell no,
Hell.
not me.
No, we played the Great Library two
Oh,
times,
looked
which
like a
is
main stage.
they renewed the stage this year, and it looked like
Look big.
amazing.
The speakers were built into the stage. Is that what they always do? Because you don't
I,
see any
to be honest, I
rows
have
of
no
speakers.
clue. I'm always amazed about
Yeah.
how good the sound is, like everywhere. Like they have
True.
like these invisible speakers. They're genius. But
Yeah.
no, we didn't play the main stage.
Well, how was
But we
the
went
library
there
stage
and
then?
we went on foot.
Let me rephrase. You just played the library stage on Tomorrowland. How many times have you played there, and how did you get there?
I think we already played Tomorrowland. Let's do it like that. We like 10 times already.
10,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, 10 years, maybe.
and like
No,
a
no,
different
no. They
stage
went
each year.
away for maybe 7 or 8 years because they were quite unlucky with COVID. They had to
Oh yeah.
cancel, I think, 3 editions or maybe two. I'm not sure, but they had rough times. Um, how do you get there? Make sure you do something right, basically,
Yeah,
and
what is
yeah,
doing something right?
work hard, make music people are waiting for, people that they want to hear. Not per se good music. I mean, I'm not gonna say our music is good, but there are people that want to hear it, and just try to build a name for yourself, and that you will have an added value by being on that stage. People are hyped to see you and deliver a good set. I think the first time we played there, maybe we weren't. You know, I think our music was on Tomorrowland before we were. A lot of
Mm.
the DJs there supported our music, and I think that actually brought our name to Tomorrowland and made them consider to actually then book us. And so,
Yeah, because last time Jay and I talked about it as well, and we kind of came to the conclusion it's either network or it's like the fact that you're just hype, as in that you're doing great. It's one of those two,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and a
yeah, definitely.
combination.
Yeah, the network can help. I mean, there's people hosting stages. If you know them well or do something on their label, it's a label night maybe, or a label stage, and then you can get booked on Tomorrowland. Yeah, people just might be in favor for you. I mean, there are always slots that can be filled in by anyone, either with a high profile or really low profiles. You see them also even on the main stage, and
Yeah.
they just get a chance, and it's a
I do
chance to prove yourself.
and I do think there's a like a quality threshold, so you need to have some kind of quality or skill as a DJ performer, I guess. And then you need that kind of connection, but you don't necessarily need the huge following. So yeah,
No, I
that
think
gives hope.
also Tomorrowland is pretty bold in making their choices for even the main stage in how they program it. That people, or also artists that don't have the big following, they can open up there. You see it quite a lot, and they just give you a chance because the booker might just like what you do, even though if you don't have like 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify or whatever metric you want to throw in there.
And do you feel like that has changed over time? Because to me, that really hasn't, right? It's still the same, still rules, the still the same rules.
In the end, if you don't want to be dependent on too much randomness or choice or whatever, it's better that you just work on being an artist with a profile uh, that you cannot go around, and
Yeah.
that's always the better choice. Yeah, you might not be the one that's lucky enough to get to play such a big stage, because somebody over there saw your profile, heard your music, and thought, ah, this might be a good fit.
It's lately I've been really into this rabbit hole of building brands, and this is very much connected to it. As in, building a brand leads towards those kind of stages. Um, but what stood out to me, and that's kind of what you guys do as well, in my opinion, is your audience knows what to expect. Like you're so consistent that when somebody comes to a show or when somebody watches pieces of your content, they get what they always get, as in you're
Mhm.
consistent in the output.
Yeah.
And that's what a brand is about in a lot of ways. Same with Nike, like they've been the same message throughout what, 30 years, 50 years, I don't know. um, so that's something to really think about as an artist, that you should be consistent with how you communicate and what you put out there, especially with genre as well.
Yeah, you would be surprised how many artists that don't have a big following but they operate in such a
Yeah.
special niche that they get stages filled like crazy, as
Yeah.
opposed to some artists that have the big numbers on streaming platforms or whatever, and they don't. You also see a lot of the times that people who have a lot of streaming numbers don't have the following on the socials, um, just because they don't operate in such a special niche. Sometimes they also make music that's more relatable for people on streaming platforms. It's usually like a little bit slow house, and then they're gonna play different stuff than they actually make because it's so mellow it doesn't work for the stages they're programmed in.
Mm-hmm.
And also that gives kind of a diffuse image of what you are as an artist, and yeah, people just be like, okay,
Yeah.
there's no clarity here, why should I go to a stage where you're playing?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just better if that's really a clear image.
What you said is really right, and that's what you start seeing more and more, in my opinion. That artists who don't necessarily have a big audience, but a very like pure audience, like the that are very connected to the brand, like smaller numbers but more powerful numbers. That's really starting to happen more and more. I would say
Yeah, but
that's
they will in time grow out to be the ones with the big
sure.
numbers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
it's also good to realize it's a difficult stage to be in if you're at that level,
Mm.
because like you don't get the headline slots, you get like the smaller stages, the earlier hours, and you do need to adjust your set a little bit sometimes, maybe because you're not known. But it's important to always incorporate, like even if you need to go more mellow than your sound really is, always incorporate some of your own style. So make it your own mellow. Don't be like, oh, I need to play softer or harder. It needs to be still you, and that's something to really consider, because I've played on a lot of level, let's say headliner to like the smaller stage on a lot of festivals, and you do have a big difference in song selection, or like you can't just put your headline set in a small stage at an early in the day, so you
Yeah.
need to adjust, which can be difficult, but that's the road to try to become a headliner, I think, and always incorporate something that you stand for. But it's not like your whole set needs to be that. If I don't know if I make myself clear, but
not at all, man. I'm totally lost.
you make Afro House, you're beginning Afro House, and you're booked by a club that in a time where it's like it's not really opening, so you need to get people a little bit going. You can't just play like really mellow if you're not the big name, if that makes sense. So you need to adjust. You need to adjust if you're not that big yet, but always incorporate some of your own elements in there. But
Mm-hmm.
don't play a full Afro House set with no one dancing, because then you won't get asked back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
Here's
say.
something related to that. Let's say you're a music producer and you already have released tracks and you already started posting content. How do you get those first shows? Because you're talking about headlining and about like those shows in between. But how do you get those first shows from releasing music and content, in your opinion?
That's the grind, man. Start following
Locally,
the
man.
right people, talk to them, ask for shit. You start at the bottom and yeah, try every angle. Um,
What
we
does that
actually
mean?
started by throwing our own parties in Tilburg. You might remember,
The Kelder
and
Club.
yeah, and yeah, that's also an angle. There are so many ways to roam. At some point, you bound to have you have to be lucky. Also, I mean, you can do everything right, and it will just blow up all in your face. But yeah, you got to start somewhere. If there's nobody around that throws a party where you can play, you should throw that party yourself.
Yeah.
Just be bold, and you're gonna have a lot of failures. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
the
start
first party will have no visitors at all, only your friends.
be humble and start locally as well. You know, like your
Yeah,
local bar. You never know who you run into there, even if it's like five people only drinking beer at the bar. You get some experience. You maybe get some a little bit of money out of it if you're
and that's how you build a
good.
portfolio,
Yeah,
and you then you have then you can show somebody in a video, this is what I do, and see all the people go crazy, and we're having a fun time together, and this is what I do, this is what I offer, and you just build your portfolio piece by piece. It starts with your own music, maybe, or maybe if not, it's the party, and you can show some images, and this is how I feel a night, and this is the vibe that I bring. Yeah, you gotta make that sales pitch eventually, and that sales pitch consists out of different subjects. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you
just that
got
I get this a lot from artists these days, that it's hard for them to realize what happens in between those bigger steps. But as you said, it's really about that grind. It's about
But
taking
also,
small steps.
take the point of view of a promoter. I mean, with such a diverse landscape of dance right now, do you really think they know what to book? Also, think about that.
Hmm.
It's if you do a sales pitch for someone, let's say you get into contact, you live in Belgium and you get into contact with a promoter in Spain. Try to give as much clarity of what you do and everything. Make it also clear for them, because a lot of the producers, you cannot expect them to know all the genres and all the heroes of the certain genres. I mean, they have more on their mind than booking the artist alone. I mean, they've security on the payroll, people doing the drinks, the wardrobe. They have to pay their rent and all the shit, insurance, and then there's also for them in their minds a little space that's artist bookings.
Hmm.
You cannot expect them to know everything, and if you do get try to see also how they think, and try to incorporate that in your sales pitch, so make it as clear as possible. You cannot expect them to look at your profile by themselves.
Yeah, and instantly understand what you're all about and what you're doing.
Hey, even for us, I mean, we're getting booked by people, and sometimes they book us because they know us from before times. Well, we do different stuff now than, let's say, 6 years ago. But then they're actually amazed. They don't know about our TikTok following. They go like, "What? Do you have this?" They don't even know, and they actually paid good money to book us.
But they
Can
didn't
you
check.
imagine that they cannot know everything? Of course, they see the big ones. Everybody sees the big ones, but the lower you go, they won't
Yeah.
see it.
so then Ralph's on the phone, like to his agent, hey, why aren't we getting paid more for that
Oh,
Yeah.
show?
but we
How did
work
they
on the
not
sales
know?
pitch. No, but we work on the sales pitch. I mean, it's not the booker's responsibility alone. I mean, we deliver the goods. We deliver them
That's
the sales
uh,
pitch.
that's something to think of as well. I think that's a good comment. It's your own responsibility in the end.
Definitely.
Like
Yeah.
eventually you have yourself to answer to as an artist. You're kind of on your own, and people like agents can help you along the way. But it's you that has to have the vision and the belief in yourself. And I think that's key. And even if you then have like not success yet, there needs to be this belief and this vision of like, hey, that's where I'm gonna go,
Yeah.
or this is what I have to
Hmm.
offer. Even if things don't work out for a while, you still have to have that like belief in yourself as well.
I think it's also good to realize that, looking at it from a manager's and a booker's perspective, that if you're not that big yet, they are also taking a risk with working with you.
You
As
cost
in,
money.
it costs money. Like they have to invest time in you without making any dollars, any money, for about at least a year before
To
they
be
get any
honest,
returns.
I think people overestimate the importance of having a manager.
Yeah, me too.
They think like, okay, I have a manager now. Now I have the network. Now things will start rolling.
Yeah,
Yes, buying yourself into a network might definitely work. It's a good way. But eventually, I mean, the world is so transparent. You can get into contact with the big DJs way easier than a manager. To be honest, if some manager contacts me, although that's how we did get into contact with Brooks, so it works sometimes, but a lot of the times it also doesn't work. What does work if is keep sending music to everybody you might think that might play it.
yeah,
You will get noticed. Everybody's on the lookout for new, cool, exclusive stuff.
yeah. I actually
And
had
if
a
they don't pick it up, might also be quality of the music.
I actually had a client yesterday giving a real life example of this, as in he was mentioning that he was sending music towards a bigger DJ within his genre for a longer period of time, and that artist was actually responding, but he was responding with, "I'm not gonna play your songs yet," as in I can hear something in there, but I'm just
Mm.
waiting until you send me the right song. So that's also an example of like just keeps sending. Like you might not be there yet, but the people on the sidelines are watching you, even though if you're not aware of it, like
Yeah.
management, bookers. I also have a story of somebody who noticed that there was like a WhatsApp chat between managers who were sending like accounts of upcoming artists, like, "Hey, have you seen this guy? Have you seen this girl?" Like those people are always scouting for new talent, and that could also be you. So yeah, it's something to be aware of at a certain point.
But don't be too much focused on a manager. I
Yeah.
think a bookings agent, a good one, is always a good thing.
Yeah, but that's also you're 100% true. But what I hear a lot as well, it's the chicken and the egg story. Like a lot of people want a booking
Yeah.
agent, but a booking agent only becomes makes sense to get a booking agent when you already have gigs, because otherwise there's no money being made. Like it's nothing to work with. So
Mm.
it's the chicken and the egg story, right? It all starts with building your own career at until a certain point where you have to get help from other parties that kind of amplify your career instead of build it
Yeah,
necessarily. They
definitely.
they just
Yeah.
amplify it.
True. Or
Focus on your
actually agree.
craft, man. On your craft. Become the
Yeah.
best at what you're good at. You know.
No, I think that's not per se because I was never gonna be better than let's say Avicii. No way. I know that.
What a humble
Like
answer.
a lot of footballers know they will never get better than Messi.
And
Come
they
on.
will, and they won't. The ones that think that they
No,
will
but they
never.
do something that still brings a value for somebody. They're not irrelevant because they're not
Messi,
as good as
people
Messi.
said to Messi, "You're never going to be better than." It's like you
Yeah,
need
but
to you need to
you
have this
just
belief,
know
which you can't fake, but you need to be realistic. But that's why the belief, you really need to believe what you can achieve. If you
no, but
don't, then if I
don't
say I can be better than Avicii, do I really believe that? That's what you should ask yourself.
if you do, you are cuckoo. And
Yeah, but it's
No,
also
but it's
like
like
we talk about that a healthy dose of ignorance helps with getting better. You know, like
definitely,
if you really think like, hey, I can become better than Avicii or whatever, that actually might be of a benefit because you actually believe that you can become better.
yeah,
So
you
could
gotta
help.
try. But in the end, it's fuck, man. I wanted to say something, and it wasn't about Avicii.
Was it a knowledge bomb we just
you
missed?
said something about you know you're never gonna be better than.
No, oh no, it's a disciplinary thing. Being an artist,
Hmm.
you have to be pretty decent in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
You gotta know that at some point you will have to sell yourself. But imagine you going in an interview for a job. You also have to sell yourself. I mean, you have some knowledge, you can do something, you have value for an employer. You want the biggest salary you can get. Make sure you can sell yourself. If you have the skills, but you lack the skill of selling yourself, you will operate eventually for a lower salary. That's also okay, but yeah, don't underestimate. You have to be pretty decent in a lot of respects when it comes to being an artist, and especially the smaller you are, the more you should be able to do, and you should also learn that.
True. Um, sorry, I was just I had an idea and I wanted to
Checking
throw that out.
TikToks.
No, I had an idea and I was like, okay, this needs to get out. Um, what time is it? 24. Okay, we have to go to the community questions, people.
Community
Hey,
question.
this is something we haven't heard for like 3 weeks.
Community questions.
Hey, community questions. Every week you
Community
can send
questions.
it. Every week you can send in your questions into our Discord community. which we will take into this episode and answer each week. So if you're not part of the Discord yet, the link is right in the description of this episode. You're more than welcome to join. Over 700 people already. Oh, and by the way, last week we surpassed the 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We had a small celebration here in the live stream last week, but now we can do it all together. Yay.
Awesome, man.
A win is a win. That's what we decided.
Hey,
A
a win
win
is definitely a
win.
win. I mean, the
Exactly.
first 1,000.
That's
pretty
one of the
big.
biggest, the hardest milestones, right? And then 100,000, and then 1,000,000, and then it goes quick.
And a gazillion.
Yeah, and then
it
just
goes
things
quick.
fly off.
The whole world will be listening to artist coaching.
But
Exactly.
just imagine 1,000 people. No, they're not listening at the same time. But just imagine 1,000 people in a hall and we're talking to them like hi, and
Yeah,
like
that's
also
insane.
Like,
it's you can't
hi.
imagine like hi.
Hi.
You can't imagine how many people actually see our stuff. So thanks guys for.
Well, the reach is much bigger than thousands.
I know,
Much bigger.
yeah, I know. But like
Like,
through all the reels and stuff, and
yeah, tens
It's
of thousands.
insane when you think about how cool it is that you can reach quite a lot of people and
From
as
your
you say,
chair. From your
from
chair.
your
from
relaxing
your
chair.
it's a relaxing chair here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Hey.
Anyway, guys, the questions, the community questions.
Community questions. Run the jingle
Run
again.
it. Okay, let's just go again.
Community questions.
Let's go.
Let's go to the first question, which is from Mikey Foden. He said, I found out through YouTube that someone has the same melody as me in a track I've been working on. I know we both use the same royalty-free MIDI, but his track hasn't had much traction from what I've seen. His was released in 2018. Do you think I can still release it, knowing I have the same clearance as him? And should I just self-release it?
Ooh.
Difficult one.
Yeah, actually, I have no clue. It's actually, if somebody already released it, it's kind of a copyright issue.
That's a royalty-free MIDI.
Yeah, but what was first, his thing or the MIDI or yeah?
His track hasn't had much traction from it. It was released in 2018, so that's already released.
Okay, let's say, man, this is blasphemy, but totally ridiculous example.
Hypothesis.
Avicii Levels came out of a MIDI pack.
That's not true, right? Before we
That's
get any
definitely
gossip.
not true.
Okay, yeah.
But let's say, and it became this big hit, which you did, and then you run into that same MIDI and say, I'm going to use it as well. I think that's copyright
But it's a
infringement.
royalty-free MIDI.
I don't know exactly how like the automatic systems would judge it because they can flag it and then it would get taken down easily, I'm afraid. Eventually legally I think you're good because you can say, hey, we both got this MIDI pack, but
Yeah.
like I said, with all the flagging systems, all the digital music, the one of the original release is gonna like flag your release and be
To
like
be honest,
they
I
stole
think
this, and
if
then it's
you
gonna be
release a
too late.
melody right now, it's your melody. And if somebody else then does the exact same melody, it's copyright infringement.
Yeah, but it's because of a free
Yeah.
MIDI
Yeah, but it's
pack. That's
regardless of where you get it from.
no, that's not true.
What if you played the same melody, but it's also in a MIDI pack that was released before you thought of it?
What?
That's just, let's say
Yeah, but
J
then it comes
Hardway
after, right?
releases Electric Elephants.
Mhm.
Then there's a year before Electric Elephants came out, that exactly same melody already was in a MIDI pack, but
Mhm.
you didn't get it from there. Then some guy or girl comes in 2000, a year after your release, and says, "Yeah, well, I have this MIDI from the MIDI pack, and it's royalty free, and I released it." That's copyright infringement of your track, Electric Elephant.
No, not true. Not true. Because it's
I'm not
about
sure.
the who wrote the melody. That's what it's about. Like I said, probably the label will take it down,
But you
the
wrote
new
the
version.
melody. You wrote the melody because you didn't
Yeah,
get it from the sample pack.
that's the thing. That's the thing with with copyright, with writing the music, the one who registers it first
Yeah, but
owns it, regardless of who actually wrote it.
the
So
royalty-free MIDI isn't registered. It's
well,
just made.
you can prove like, hey, this was there in that free pack. So in eventually in court, if it comes to that, you
They
can
were
say
first.
we got it from there, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not
but you already.
infringement.
Okay, let's differ. My advice is don't release it. It's copyright infringement.
Yeah, but aside from the copyright infringement, you could ask yourself, is it fun or is it nice to have the same melody as other songs? Like aside from the whole legal.
That's yeah, that's
Man,
also a
dude,
good one
there's a whole
because
cover
that's
business
boring.
going on. So
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. Like
can
there's
be
this is happening
beneficial.
all the time, but
But
that's
it's
what you could ask
boring.
yourself.
My suggestion would be if it's not a big hit that you want to do a remake of, don't use MIDI packs. Make your own melodies. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
my
definitely
advice
one
would be.
tip. Yeah, for you can use MIDI packs for
Le-
beats or something, but
but I think we all agree legally this is a difficult one.
It's
So
not difficult. It's copyright infringement.
we have to
Ralph
contact a
knows,
lawyer
guys.
about
Ralph
this.
is a lawyer, so
Let's
No,
ask
no,
Chat.
no. But
Let's
we've
ask
been
Chat.
in copyright infringement. Yeah.
Let's ask Chat. He probably knows. Um, Question from Jaco. I'm thinking of perhaps trying to stream on YouTube with a YouTube channel while producing. Could there be any benefits for this, as in gaining fans or something?
do it.
I
Do
can
it
tell
and
Yeah.
you,
you'll find out.
do it. I can promise you this will benefit you as long as you're consistent and
Yep.
do this for a long period of time
Yep.
because
Give yourself at least half a year. Do it. Say I'm gonna
longer,
do it every week. Yeah, but do
longer.
it. Choose a period that suits you and stick to it. And then at the end of that period, say
Yeah.
what are the benefits and can I continue this?
What I would give as a tip is try to implement it into your weekly schedule
Yeah.
so that you're able to do it sustainably. As in, let's say every Monday evening, you just know that you're free, that you have time to do this. And it probably isn't looking like that's going to change in the next few months. Then Monday evening is your slot to do this every week because you have to do it consistent. So make sure it's a recurring thing in your calendar every
But
week. Otherwise,
also
you're going to mess up.
also just do it.
Yeah.
Don't care. Strive for consistency, but even
Yeah.
if you can't, just do it. This is my approach to the gym since I have kids. I don't have a set schedule I can stick to, so I go whenever I can, and this works for me. I go 2, 3 times a week, and it's almost never the same days in the week.
You're
But it
you're pretty unique in that, to be honest. Like for most people, it actually is the reverse, as in it helps to have a system. Otherwise, they won't
no,
go.
it would help, but I realized in my schedule it doesn't work for me like that.
Yeah,
But I still
exactly.
Why? Why
have to
is
go
that?
because my head is just chaotic. My life isn't. I don't live according to my agenda. Yeah. I'm very happy with my system, but I haven't really described it yet. I will, and I will write a book about it. And 50 years from now, people will be like, "Wow, this guy got it. Amazing."
50 years from now.
50 years from now, they will still talk about my book.
You actually are pretty different than all the other people in that. As in, I would definitely recommend to have
Yeah,
some sort of structure.
I say strive for that, but this is the
Yeah.
problem
Oh,
with
why?
then
Why
missing.
don't you?
Let me
What's?
finish. Let me finish. This is the problem with you do it every Monday, you miss a Monday, and then you miss another Monday, and then you're like, oh no, this is my whole schedule. Don't stick too hard
Yeah, but
to
that's the whole point.
to
You
the
don't
system.
miss that Monday. That's
But
discipline.
sometimes you will. Sometimes something will happen in life you can't
Sure, but like
foresee, and
that
you're gonna your
look
whole
at
schedule.
this podcast
You
is the
can't stick.
example.
You can't always stick to your exact plans
No,
in
but
your
it's
whole
like
life.
it's what I like to call the 80-20 rule, as in 80% of the time you manage to make it on that Monday evening and you will be streaming and your audience knows that you will be there. And 20% life happens or you get sick or you whatever
But
happens.
that's where people fail. That's where diets fail because it's like that 20% where you do stuff all the food in yourself. You go to the McDonald's. I went to McDonald's today actually, but that's where it goes wrong.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean? It's
you can't strive for 100% because that's perfectionism and
no, but this
then
is what I mean. From that 20%, that's where usually people fall off their whole their whole system they built, and if one thing fails in their whole exact system where they have to do everything
Dude, you have
exactly the same.
such a negative view, man.
I
No, it's
I
not a
honestly
negative view. It's just how people work. It's how
I couldn't
people.
have a more contrary opinion than what you
I
have. As
say
in,
strive for that. What you're saying, I'm just saying you have to accept that you can't always do that. I think we're kind of
that's
saying
But
the
right.
what
same
what
thing.
makes it so in your life that you cannot have a regular schedule?
I don't want to.
Oh,
Okay, that's a decision.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
so
That's a
it's
decision.
actually a deliberate choice.
Yes.
yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is strive for that consistency. But it's where if you have such a strict schedule and things go wrong, things don't go towards that schedule, it can become overwhelming and like you can fall into the
Okay,
bad
let me explain how
process or
this.
whatever.
Let me explain what I know from this and what seems to work for people. Um, Having a system, so having a clear structure every week, that sets priority to work on the things you want to work on. So for most people, that's work, that's working out, that's spending time with family and friends, all these important things. That's what you roughly put into your calendar. And then some of those things might be changing because life happens, but you always need 20% of flexibility in life where you are able to say, okay, it's okay if I miss one workout because this birthday is more important.
Yes,
Or
yes, but
uh,
the birthdays will ramp up and
no,
you will
that's a
miss
decision
more
because
workouts and
next
more
week,
workouts.
no,
Yeah, but
because
that's
next week you
just
will go
saying.
into the same structure and say, okay, now I'm back again. Last week was a holiday or
Yeah.
whatever, a celebration, but this week I will be consciously deciding that whatever comes in, I will be spending time in the studio or I will be spending time in the gym. It's always a matter of making decisions and prioritizing.
Hmm.
And that doesn't mean you can only live to that structure. You have to be flexible because
That's
sometimes things happen. But that structure is the backbone of your
but
success.
that's
That's
I'm
what I
not
truly believe.
disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay, then
Just
we're
saying
saying the same
if
thing.
it comes because I say strive for that, but be aware of that very much that it sometimes doesn't go according to your plan. And the thing
Sure.
with especially with the diets, that's where you see a lot of people like, yeah, but this guy's birthday. Oh yeah, but it's this holiday. Oh yeah, but it's and then if you see how many things interrupt that diet, and I see it happen around me with people who try to diet really like go for it instead of overall you need to really be like steady. It's
Yeah,
like
but that's the structure that I'm talking about. That's the steadiness.
yeah, it's the striving for that, but just it's yeah, I don't think we're disagreeing on this. I don't think we're disagreeing. I think
Okay.
we're kind of saying the
We're
same,
saying the same thing in different words then. Okay.
but the most important thing is do it
Start streaming. Definitely.
because
100%
that
agree.
structure is part of trying to be a perfectionist with it. That's what I'm, and that's where that can be a downfall as well, a little bit. I think.
Oh man, your mind works in a wondrous way,
I'm
a hard
lost.
way.
Well, but that's the thing. My mind works in a different way. That's why I will write a book, and you'll be astonished
You're a very
Okay.
special boy.
Did you
for
already
sure,
start?
for sure. I did not start
Yeah, with
because
the
I
double
don't
dash,
like
dash,
writing, so I
dash.
probably will never write the book. But it's also not one of my
Point
goals.
made. Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah.
next question from Rob Pollard. How to capitalize and make the most of a big DJ commenting on your TikTok video showing your remix of their song. For context, James Hype recently commented on some fire emojis on my video previewing my remix of his new track. So how to capitalize the most on that?
Yeah, I think all you can do is that you make a post, James Hype approving my remix, and
While hearing the remix in the background.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
think also Josh said that as a reaction.
Yeah, Josh had a good comment, as in that actually happened to him as well. With that, which was it? I don't know. Maybe you should make a TikTok of you reacting to James Hype commenting on your video. So
yeah.
that's a
You can
whole.
also always, yeah, you should definitely send him a message, and
Definitely. Yeah, he already has sent the remix. That's what he mentioned.
yeah,
I
yeah, and
also
then
see
can I send you some more stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob also said my first thought would be that, but I'm a terrible actor. I actually gave this a go, and it just felt super inorganic and awkward.
Have you
Well,
tried
what
doing
you
B-roll?
Yeah,
No,
that's I was
no
just gonna say.
face, just voice. That's also an option.
Yeah, you just put a
Yeah.
camera somewhere of you
Sometimes,
standing in
I
a
mean,
forest or whatever.
yeah, socials
Forced.
sometimes feel so awkward, man. Like, oh, look at us, we're going viral. Yeah, man.
Dude, LinkedIn is just God.
Yeah,
If you read the
but it
post on
works.
LinkedIn,
It
ugh,
works. I mean, there's like a lot of artists. I mean, it's how you present yourself. It's
God.
all make believe, and it's just weird and cringy. And yeah, you can play the game. It's a
Hey,
choice.
hey, we got Mr. Melodramatic coming in with another donation of $20,
I can't
everybody.
hear what you said because the clapping is way too loud.
Sorry, man. We got Melodramatic coming in with another donation of $20 coming in. Coffee break.
Hey!
Dude,
He says, I keep doing it until you figure out how to get it. I keep doing this until you figure out how to get it out of Google. Well, should I mention him that we figured this out 3 weeks ago?
did you know?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It took me 18 IRS forms. It takes me I don't know how many things to fill in, but we finally made it.
Why
Google it
haven't
for
I
us
Wow.
seen a single cent?
because I haven't been paid out yet. There's like this payment bar, this payment
Yeah. I
thing.
know.
So
It comes
Melodramatic has
comes
to pay
together
more.
with the appraisal of your book.
Tell melodramatic about that
Yeah,
bar we need to
the,
reach.
that bar is about a
No,
thousand
just kidding.
bucks. So
We appreciate it, Mr.
yeah,
Mello.
we appreciate it, man. Thanks, and we hope to see you at ADE this year because I know you will probably be there. So that's gonna be fun. Let's go back to the questions because we have a question from the only one and only Josh Letiche. And for all you guys, it's a producer nerd question. Yay!
Yay!
Hey.
Have you tried multi-band clipping? I saw Bram from this mix's sick make a video on it, and curious to know if you've tried it.
No, I
Over
always use a
UL.
separate clipper. So
Separate.
no, I'm sorry, man. That's the thing. Yeah. Can be. Yeah. You know, I'm now clipping way more on my separate channels also, limiting even. I didn't always do that. Um, Kinda, yeah, it's not the same, but yeah, it can work, but I
Okay.
don't feel the need to. Yeah.
Clip Gang. Yeah, we actually talked about this in the group call, the artist coaching group call last week. He mentioned this as well. And I can remember somebody else did it as well, but then, or just did it per group. And then from that group, he sends it to the
Yeah.
master.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a good thing. And you want to eliminate peaks. Clipping can also have some cool effects on your sound. Thread wisely. It's don't overuse. And yeah, to be honest, I also noticed in my own productions, you're always on the search for getting more out of a production, a certain sound. I think the world is living in a way more distorted era than we did a year ago, and clipping definitely works with that. And I started clipping mainly also leads in my tracks themselves. So yeah, even less peaks into the master channel.
Okay, perfect. Um, Next question is from Martin Stevenson. Any ADE tips? I want to go there this year too, but it looks like all the hotels are gone. Can I please crash on your sofa, Jay? That's probably not gonna happen.
Hey, every sofa has its price.
True.
Well, we do have a spare room, so maybe we can figure something out. I can't say the whole week, but we can definitely figure something out for a day or two, maybe.
If you take care of the baby, you can stay. That's the deal.
You take the
Yeah,
little baby monitor.
yeah.
You go
You do the
when they're
kids.
crying.
You do the diapers, the poopy diapers,
Yeah,
then you're having yourself
exactly.
a bed.
No, in all seriousness, because I see many people coming to ADE. If you're in the chat right now, who and you're coming to ADE, let us know in the chat. Just a quick mention, fresh off the press. If you are part of the Discord, you should go to the announcement section because the tickets of our event are live. And
Yay!
if you are in the Discord, you get a 10% discount. and that runs till this Sunday. So if you want tickets to our event with ADE, go to the Discord before Sunday and claim your seat, because there's not that many seats, to be honest. Um, so yeah, just know that we'll be hosting our own event on Friday the 24th um, in Amsterdam. So that's going to be fun. Uh,
Uh,
we should clip all those stupid things.
yeah,
Um,
fuck the
Midnight
suits.
Search. Next question from Midnight Search. How much acoustically treated is your studio?
A lot.
On the scale of acoustics, I'd say about 570.
If you're watching,
There's no single reverb coming into that room.
You play a sound, it in the
It's like
other side of the room you won't hear it.
it just evaporates. It's
Gone.
just gone.
kills everything. Like every dynamic, it just gets. No, actually, I still have some spots that kind of give a resonance, but yeah, I'm
I
fine
have
with it.
these on the walls, these in all the corners, and then also on the back I have a row of those. If you can just see here, and on the walls and on the ceiling, and that's it. But
Yeah, you know what you just when you're trying to improve your room or whatever, just go everywhere in each corner, and if you can then get the cow, cow, the resonance sound, treat it, and you can't go wrong there.
This
What
is
are you laughing, man?
waterproof advice here.
there's
No,
cool
but
videos.
it's easy. It's just easy. It works, and
There's
you
cool
can you
videos.
also can get like this room for 100,000 euros,
Yeah, it's insane.
and it is better than my self-fabricated thing. But
There's
how
cool
much?
videos about creating your own acoustic panels, which I'm doing for my home office, which is just a fun little project. And it's very cheap. Also, ask ChatGPT what you can do, like homemade solutions for better acoustic treatment. And it's you gotta accept that every room has its own sound and imperfections, but you can, if it's like quite, let's say non-reflective, so it's like quite what Ralph just said, like no weird sounds when you clap. It's you can get used to the room, and then it's like
Yeah.
you can learn how
Yeah.
this room translates to the speakers in your car and in your phone
He
and
says,
all
I
that stuff.
have these rock wool panels. They make everything dry. Yeah, then you probably have too much. As in,
No, but try is okay. But just get to know the characteristics of how your room sounds,
yeah.
and you'll be fine. Use a lot
There's
of references
there's also
all the time.
this trick, right? Like if you sit in front of your screen with a mirror or something, like the first reflection
Yeah, yeah.
points, like
Yeah,
this should
if you
be the
then look into the mirror, then you see a stupid dude who believes it's true.
That's
Yeah,
not true. I don't know.
yeah. I used to do it, but it's been yeah debunked. But
Okay.
you know, it doesn't matter that much. That's just make sure there's no weird resonance anywhere
And
in the room.
it
You'll be fine.
it doesn't matter at all that much. I made part of Wizard in my parents' house, their attic. The good
Yeah.
thing about that room was it had carpet, so that was made the room already like acoustically good enough. And that track was played on many
Yeah.
big stages, so it
Same for
doesn't matter.
Hartwell, right? Like if you remember his old home studio, how that looked, and if you've seen that room, it was. If you
There,
look
I've
at,
seen it because there's a video where Joey is also in that room.
yeah, it's true. But if you know how that room is, like with all the corners and stuff, it's undoable. But somehow he managed to work it out. He just knew the room by sitting there 8 hours a
Mm,
day for 10 years straight. So that's probably the biggest tip here. Get
yeah,
to know your room. I also see in the chat a lot of people talking about Sound ID. That's a great thing.
Is that
don't know
what?
it.
Maybe that's what like measures your room,
Yeah, I think that's
and
it. Like
then
software or
has
something.
some EQ application on it.
Yeah, and don't buy all the crazy expensive panels. I mean, they actually just
You can make them
yeah.
yourself very easily, very cheap.
Yeah, or just buy the cheap ones if you don't want to make them yourself. It's all fine.
Yeah, but
I
I
think they're
think
all
these
work.
ones from our Alex, I think they are were very expensive for
Yeah,
For
what it
what
is.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
mine
mean,
were
to
like
be
30
honest,
bucks.
hey, just go to Temu, that shit. I don't
Yeah,
Timu
know.
probably has a lot of that
foam is
shit.
foam.
Yeah.
In
Mm.
most cases, foam is foam.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, they mentioned
And
that sound.
ChatGPT, guys, ChatGPT for this kind of
Yeah.
You can even take pictures of your room. You can
Yeah.
ask
Put your
ChatGPT,
measurements
hey,
in.
where do I need to put stuff? It can really help.
Yeah. By the way, Josh mentioned that Sound ID is SonarWorks reference. They just rebranded.
Oh,
I don't know the other one as well.
Yeah, it's this little thing that you can put on your desk, right? That measures the frequencies and changes, as Jay said, like changes something in
Oh,
EQ or something. Um, so
yeah.
yeah, that's
It can work really well for untreated rooms and for treated rooms as well. But like, yeah, because sometimes a room does have too much of a difference with like the reality, let's say.
yeah,
So then you go to your car or you play it on a festival and there's too much bass or not enough of it,
yeah.
then yeah, you need
And
you
to.
there's
know that we actually, or I actually, when my first house, I asked this guy from the Netherlands, Jan Morel,
Jan Morel, yeah.
yeah, to do it, and cost quite a lot of money. And I thought to myself, man, he will like measure this thing and it will be optimal. But to my own surprise, he just started putting the things on the wall, didn't even look, measure, or anything. I just asked, like, he said, "Oh no, I just put them on, and yeah, then we'll see how it sounds, you know." Yeah,
You got ripped
and
off.
I mean, probably he's a nice guy, and we had a good laugh, so totally worth the money. But if you don't have a lot of money, probably you shouldn't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all fine. Just make sure there's no weird sounds, weird references. You'll be
Yeah, and
totally okay.
I see people commenting just wear headphones. I
No,
I'm horrible on headphones, and what it then turns out to be, I can't work on headphones.
I'm
You
gonna do a bold statement here. You cannot mix properly on headphones.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
only if you know the numbers, like if you're very technical and know the numbers you need to look for in a sub bass with a certain key and a frequency, but then you're like professor level. So
Hey, talking about that sub bass, did you notice that Calvin Harris, this is a question from Future, by the way, did you notice that Calvin Harris recently commented on a post that he hates sub frequencies and that it often ruins his songs because it takes away from all the other nicer frequencies? If you didn't have your studio and only had headphones, how would you level your sub, and do you think using a little less can make it sound better live?
it's such a
yeah. So depends on what you're making.
yeah, and it's such a like general statement. I don't like sub bass. I
I think
mean,
it depends on the music genre as
yeah,
well.
yeah, and where you listen to it. So if you make
Yeah.
music for the clubs, you will have to have some sub in there.
Yeah,
So
depends. You know, I like Gucci by Odimel quite a lot. Jopke hates
really,
it. Yeah.
I didn't notice you like
I
that
mean,
song.
it's one of the most played tracks of last year,
I don't
and
care. I don't like it.
Odimel, it's an anagram
Nothing
of
against
melody, but apparently
nothing
there's people
against the
here in the
whole
room that
song.
don't like melody and dancing together.
Nothing against the whole song. I just don't like it. It's the beauty of music. You can hate Mozart. It's the best thing ever. You can have an opinion on everything. That's what's nice
Definitely.
about
And
music.
it's like I say, some dislike dancing and melody, you, and some like it.
That's
He's
such
such
a
Me,
dumb.
he's such a
That's such a
bastard.
dumb take.
Like,
no, it's okay. I'm totally agreeing with you, Jopke. You don't have to say
Uh,
anything anymore. And but it
uh.
doesn't have a lot of sub. And it's for me always a little bit
Sup,
amazing
man?
how it sounds.
Sup, man?
Mikey Foden says that he's clipping "You Can Hate Mozart."
You can. Hey,
Yeah, you can.
newsflash, you can.
It is, yeah.
You don't have to like it.
Anyway, I do think that the whole sub bass thing has a lot to do with the genre, as in Calvin Harris tends to make more music focused on radio and on streaming, and then the sub might be less important. But I do agree personally that if you make club music, sub is kind of essential. So yeah, that there's no rules. That I agree to as well. There's no rules, but yeah, a little bit of sub doesn't kill nobody. We say, huh?
Sup, man?
Huh? Huh?
Huh? Sub
Huh?
man.
I mean, you can do without sub. I mean,
Yeah, you can.
the kick is not
You don't
dependent on
need a
the sub.
kick.
There's this track
Community
called
game.
it's a pretty old track called Roar. I can't remember the artist actually. There's no kick in it.
Charlotte
Like
de
it.
Witte.
No, I don't think it's
Oh,
Charlotte
she has a
Witt.
roar that has a
Katy
kick.
Perry.
No, no. I have to look it up. But there's no kick in it. It's amazing, but there's no kick. Anyway,
No, vind ik niet kick, vind ik
um,
niet kicken.
okay. Last minutes of the podcast.
Okay, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Last question from Midnight Search. Live stream on Twitch. The DJ said is a good idea. I think live streaming, in essence, is a good idea. DJ set could work as well. Just know that technically, with all the licenses and stuff, that might be terrible. So if you play only your own stuff, that might work. But if you start playing other people's music, I'm not sure if that always works. But
Where?
live streaming in general is one of the things you should be focusing on in the next few months, at least, in my opinion. Those were the questions. Did
Oh.
we miss anything? Oh wait, we have a clip of the week left. Shall we do it quickly?
Yeah, do it
Yeah,
quickly.
shall we do it?
Go.
Okay, wait.
Clip of the week.
Hey, clip of the week. As always, we also take care of a clip of the week. We discuss a clip that someone sends in, and we discuss what we think about it. And this week we have a clip
Volume
about James
warning,
Hype.
or
Watch out for your volume, guys.
Alright, so you should absolutely spend more time learning to produce than learning to DJ. Two reasons. Producing is way harder, so it's going to take you way longer to learn. And also, the returns from producing are way bigger. Like, if you make one track that people like, all of a sudden you'll get booked to DJ anyway, even if you're not even a good DJ. Alright, so you should.
He's not wrong.
So just to clarify, James Hype mentions that you should be spending more time on music producing than learning how to DJ.
That's a choice. But if you're talking like what he says, if you're taking success as a thing, then yeah, he's not wrong.
So he's right.
Becoming famous by being a really good DJ is harder than
Yeah.
becoming famous
Who
by
who
making
was
a
the
good
last
hit.
one that kind of broke through just because of the DJ skills, you would
James
say?
A
Hype.
lot of DJs right now playing the hard techno scene.
Yeah,
James
but
Hype as well, I
yeah,
think.
James Hype probably, but
No, he had
I think-
Ferrari.
Yeah, but that's like
Yeah.
he was already building a huge profile.
Yeah,
and I
but
think that,
man,
that put
Ferrari
him
just
from like
catapulted him into.
yeah, but still he was already doing
I love
very
all those
well,
memes he's
Yeah,
in.
it's true.
booked around the world, and then Ferrari came.
So for him, it might have started with his skills, but it was Ferrari that pushed him through. So
Producing eventually pushed him to
yeah,
the next level for sure.
exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Let's see. Do you guys have
But hey, if you
anything to
don't
share?
like producing, fuck that shit. Just
What?
play. If you don't like producing, fuck it. Just be a DJ.
Yeah, but if you want to like make a career out of it, having productions really helps.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing he's not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anything to show, guys? Something you're working on right now or is coming up?
You know, I think everybody just should go over to our socials, check out the set we did at Tomorrowland. It's quite representative of what we're doing and have been doing. And make sure to follow us everywhere and comment on us and give us feedback if you want hear something different or have cool ideas or think something is really shit. I like reading those things.
Great.
And I think we're a cool community and we should just comment on each other and talk about dance music as a whole. Peace, love, unity, and respect, Jopke. I saw the sign.
Yeah. Jopke, anything to show?
My track Pictures has been out in exactly in the holiday. But
How's the
it's
streaming doing?
pretty good. It's like over 100,000, which
Oh.
is for me really good. Just it's shame that it didn't reach any editorial playlists, but that's just really hard these days.
Dude,
But what is fun to see
we
with
get
that
no
one,
editorials at all.
no, same. But what is fun to see with that one is like normally when I with my tracks go to the radio of the track, it gives me a lot of really like old school big room music in there. With this pictures track, it doesn't, which is kind of cool to see. And there's more stuff like that coming up. So put that track in your favorites, and you'll be the first to know when a new track comes out. I'm working on a lot, and I'm excited.
Okay, okay. For all the listeners who are still here, don't forget about those ADE tickets. If you are attending ADE this year, make sure to check out our event on the Friday, where we will be hanging out together, having lunch, but also learning a lot of stuff. So grab your 10% discount in the Discord right now if you're not in there yet. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels because we're over 1,000. We're big now. So join us. Follow, rate, review, do whatever you want. Whatever helps us, we appreciate you all. And also, don't forget to check out artistcoaching.nl for all the coaching programs we offer, which could benefit you as well. We will be back next week with all of us, right? Full team.
Yeah.
Nice. Full team.
Oh, if you're in Holland, I have 2 shows in Holland this weekend.
No way.
What?
No
And don't
way.
say the stupid golf event.
Katwijk aan Zee, Oranje Dance.
Oh,
Orange
that's a
Dance.
nice festival, man.
It's pretty big and it's fun. Together with Sander van Doorn and some other DJs, so it's pretty big. And at Festival of Golf, I'm performing on the Friday, and that's actually really cool. It's a golf tournament, a
That
pro
doesn't
golf
count.
tournament that has a festival connected to it, and it's the first big edition. So I'm very excited about it. Obviously.
We'll hear about it next week. See you
Hey.
all next week. Bye.